Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and today we are going to talk about the new NikkieTutorials X Beautybay palette. So I got my hands on this palette and as per usual I'm going to show you some swatches first, then I'm going to show you a tutorial, and while doing the makeup I'm going to let you know my feelings about the shadows and how they perform on the eyes and everything else that you want to know. So I would say let's start with the swatches. So I've decided to show you the matte colors first and also to arrange them by color. And as you can see, these are beautiful. I think that some of the colorful mattes are a bit more on the sheerer side and you have to build them up, but I didn't have any problems with them. So it's not my favorite matte formula, but it's a good one. But the true stars of this palette are the metallics. They are so beautiful and I really have to say that they are the most stunning metallic eyeshadows I have ever seen in a palette. I only have this kind of a quality in metallics in my singles from indie brands, so it's not something that I find in every palette. So they are really unique and unusual, and I want to compare them to some of my most extraordinary eyeshadows that I have in my collection, which are my Shady Glow Galaxy shadows. So I really want to show you some comparisons because I feel like they are the first metallics that I have seen that can compare to them. There aren't some exact color dupes, but I think there are some formula dupes. So when you touch the metallics of the Nikkie palette, they feel like a moussey texture, almost like a wet texture, and they remind me of the Super Shock formula from ColourPop. The first swatch in the first row is Opal from Shady Glow, then we have the white shimmer shadow from the Nikkie palette, and then we have Good God from Shady Glow. And as you can see, the white shimmer, the white metallic from the Nikkie palette isn't that intense, but it's very close. But when you look to the second row, it's so similar in formula. The first one from the second row is AKA from Shady Glow. The second one is the pink one from the Nikkie palette, and then we have the more corally one from the Nikkie palette. And I think they look so similar in formula. I think they all look very similar, so the formulas are pretty close to each other. Then the next one is Unexpected from Shady Glow, and the last shadow that I have swatched is the beautiful golden shimmery one from the Nikkie palette, and I think this is my favorite out of the whole palette because it's so close to Unexpected, and not even in color but in the formula, and it also has a lot of tiny glitter sparkles that you can't really see in the swatches. I'm so sorry for that, but it's such a beautiful shadow and I really love them. So the metallics are so beautiful. Now I'm going to show you a look with this palette. I have played with all the colors in here before, but I wanted to go for a more corally cranberry look today, so I would say let's hop right into the tutorial. At first I'm starting with the cream color, and I'm just setting my eyeshadow primer. Just that you know, I have switched back to using my MAC paint pot as an eyeshadow primer. I don't like it because it's very drying and it enhances the texture on my eyelids, which I don't like, but I've just placed an order at an indie brand and I've purchased an eyeshadow primer, so I really hope that I can replace it soon, but for now, just that you know what I'm using. Then next I'm going in with the coral color, and I'm buffing this into my crease and onto the outer corner, and I think this is a very beautiful shadow, and I would say it's one of the best mattes in this palette because it's very pigmented from the first go, and it's also very creamy and blendable, and it's beautiful color, so I really like this color. And I love coral, so I'm happy that it's in here. Then next I'm switching to a bit more of a denser brush and I'm going in with the dark purple color, and this color is so beautiful. I especially love the combination of corals and dark purples, and if you mix them They kind of look a bit more cranberry and it's so yummy. I love this color combination, so I'm so happy that these colors are in this palette because overall, I'm not the biggest fan of rainbow palettes. That's why I don't have any in my collection. But when I've seen the release of this palette, I don't know, I just wanted to try it because I've tried Beautybay palettes before and I wasn't the biggest fan, especially of the metallics. They were horrible, to be honest. And the mattes were fine, and I feel like they have improved the matte formula a bit, so it's even better than fine. But the metallics, they have improved so much, so yes. I'm glad that I got this palette, and I already knew that I wanted to get it for the metallics. This dark purple is a beautiful formula. I know that purples can be harder to formulate sometimes. Dark purples can be really patchy, really fast, and this one isn't patchy at all. It's beautiful, it's easy to blend out, you can layer it up, you can blend it out. So it's a beautiful formula. I love this purple in here. And it's also a beautiful color. It's a bit more on the warmer side, but it's perfect for a more cranberry look. Then next I have to decide which metallics to use with this look, and I think at first I'm going in with the pinky peachy color and I'm just applying it with my finger onto the inner part of my lid. I haven't used these colors with a brush, but I'm expecting them to not show up a lot. I don't know about you, but I like to apply my metallics with my fingers, so if that's a problem for you, I don't know if you would like them. Then next I'm also going in with the more corally metallic and I'm applying it to the center of my lid, and then I'm making sure that they blend nicely into each other, and I'm also going to apply them a bit higher up than I have before because I want them to be really seen when my eye is open. Then I'm going back in with the purple color and I'm softly blending over the edges. With these shadows you have to be a bit careful because they have a lot of micro glitter in them, and that means if you start blending, it could happen that you blend the glitter all over your lid, and if you want them to be very precisely where the metallics are and you don't want to have tiny micro glitter everywhere, just blend a tiny bit and not too much. So as you can see, the metallics are absolutely fantastic. I love how it's looking so far. Now for my lower lash line, I'm going back in with the matte coral color and I'm just blending it on. I'm using a bit more of a denser brush here because I don't want it to be too smoky. Then I'm also taking a bit more of the dark purple color and I'm blending it onto the outer part of the lower lash line. And I'm also trying to connect it to the upper lid. Now for the inner part of my lower lash line, I'm going in with the very bubblegum pink metallic that we haven't used before. This one has a beautiful blue reflect. It's a beautiful, stunning color. I love it. And it's one of the most stunning metallics in this palette. I'm just going to apply it directly to the inner part of the lower lash and also onto the inner corner because I want it everywhere. This is such a stunning color. And then just to brighten it up a bit more, I'm going in with the white metallic and I'm just putting it on top of it just to give it a bit more of a brightness. And I'm also going to apply this color to my brow bone. This shadow is a bit more on the crumbly side when you start applying it, but when you even it out, it's beautiful. Now I'm going to apply some mascara to my upper and my lower lashes and I'll be right back. Now here you can see our finished look and oh my god, I love it so much. It turned out so beautiful, the color combination, the metallics are stunning. So if you have thought about getting this palette, there were only 2 shades that I wasn't really happy about. It is the light blue shadow. It's very sheer and it almost blends away when you start blending it. So it's a pastel that you really have to pack on and then not blend too much. And the same goes with the orange shade in here. I tried to layer it on the other day and I wanted to blend it out with the yellow and then the orange disappeared. So these 2 shades were a bit more, I don't know, difficult to work with. But if that's a problem for you, then maybe you don't want to get this palette. I know that there is one more restock and then it will be gone. But if you're thinking about getting it, I think it's totally worth it for the metallics in here. Because, I mean, this palette retails for $30 and for how much shadow you get, that's not a lot. And the metallics in here are so beautiful that I think they alone are a reason to buy this palette. But you really have to like this kind of formula because this formula is very stunning, but it's very out there. Maybe you want a bit more, I don't know, subtle metallics. If you like these metallics, if you like these formulas, I would recommend this palette totally. I think it's worth it and I'm so happy that I got it. I almost didn't want to because it's a rainbow palette with warm neutrals and these are not my colors, but the metallics are so worth it and I'm really happy that I got it. So that's it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you liked the look that I created. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all a beautiful day.